from Rixie. This is Debuff, and I'm your host, Steve Skeels. Today, I'll be talking about the Assassin's Creed Valhalla leaks, the potential sale of Warner Bros. Interactive, and some Dark Souls 3 mods that turn it into a shooter. Ahead of Ubisoft's event, Ubisoft Forward, there have been a couple Assassin's Creed Valhalla leaks that finally show off some gameplay. I think people were pretty bummed that we didn't see any real gameplay back during the Xbox event, and hopefully this is what they wanted. The first leak contained 30 minutes of gameplay that focused mainly on a mission to invade an enemy castle, and it looks to be pretty much what you would expect the Vikings to be doing. The video showed off a bit of traversal, including riding on horseback and via boat, as well as some NPC interaction, which had options during the conversation, and of course, quite a bit of combat. The second leak was only about 7 minutes, but it showed off a big boss fight that seemed like a pretty cool fight. Overall, I think it looks really good, but I'm not too interested in the Assassin's Creed franchise myself. For better or worse, the series has certainly come a long way from the original, and this game appears to continue that trend. To me, it feels like they're trying to make something like The Witcher 3, and I've seen a few comments like that online, so I know I'm not alone on it. If that's what you want, then I think you're really going to like this game. But to me, it feels like there's nothing too unique about the combat or exploration that's got me excited. The most interesting part to me is the setting, and I think that's the main reason you're going to want to pick it up. There's been quite a bit of Nordic-inspired games lately, and I'm all for it. It's a pretty unique setting that we didn't get much of in the past. I'm sure we'll see more on July 12th at Ubisoft's event, but I'm really hoping that part of this wasn't what they plan to show off now that it's already out there. If it was, then it kind of sucks for the team at Ubisoft that it got leaked, but I'd like to think that they've got a bit more planned, as the leaks we got were quite a bit long-winded for an actual presentation. Either way, if you're excited for the game, then I say you could go check out these leaks pretty safely, no spoilers, and it should live up to your expectations. This week we got a report by The Information saying that Warner Bros. Interactive might be getting sold off. The Information claims it has sources that are close to the matter, and that they've stated multiple companies are interested in purchasing WB's gaming division. Interested parties include Microsoft, Take-Two, EA, and Activision Blizzard. Apparently there's nothing truly in the works quite yet. They reported that the investment bank Liontree is helping to find interested parties, but they have not started any negotiations. It seems like AT&T is still debating whether or not they want to sell it, but their main reason for looking into it in the first place is likely the massive debt they have of over $150 billion US. There isn't much else to go on yet, as this was a pretty simple and straightforward report, but I found it pretty interesting. I feel like most of the games at Warner Bros. Interactive do pretty well. They own quite a few studios, with big franchises like Arkham, Injustice, the Middle-earth games, Lego, and let's not forget Mortal Kombat. I don't know why AT&T would want to sell, but let's hope that if they do, they choose a good buyer. I'd hate to see these franchises get taken and either milked to death or canned because they don't live up to that company's expectations, which has unfortunately happened in the past. I'm personally hoping Microsoft doesn't buy them because if any of their games go Xbox exclusive, that would be a pretty sad day for people like me who don't plan on getting an Xbox anytime soon. But I bet that they would do it if they had the chance. Not only do they have the money, but Phil Spencer has said that they have no plans to stop purchasing studios anytime soon. Not to mention that this would give them the potential to rival Sony's Spider-Man exclusivity with future Batman titles. And as much as it would suck for me, I have to admit I think Microsoft would be the best to handle them. They actually seem to care and want to help the studios that they buy, at least based on their interviews and PR statements. And that's a lot more than some of these other companies that typically buy studios and just treat them like new additions to their portfolios, rather than studios they can help out with their resources. But like I said, there's nothing definitive yet. We may not even hear anything else if AT&T decides they don't want to sell. So this is all a bit of speculation on my part, but let's hope and pray that it doesn't go into a bad place and they don't sell to EA. The last topic for today is on playing Dark Souls 3 as a shooter. I love Dark Souls, so any cool mods or playthroughs always get my attention. and these in particular are really interesting. I found all this out via a Polygon article by Charlie Hall. User Zuli the Witch has made mods which put the game in first person or in an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter type style, and there's also a mod by Forsaken Silver that adds guns into the game. This mod includes modern guns like an AK, M16, sniper rifle, shotgun, and more. It honestly looks a little bit silly, but the mod is really well done when you see it in action. Zuli posted a tweet pointing out that this mod is compatible with their own camera mods and allows you to play it as a first-person shooter, and later stated that the third person might actually be optimal, so you can actually see your character, which is pretty important in the Dark Souls games. The using guns as weapons looks pretty cool, and while maybe not made to work for Dark Souls 3 specifically, Forsaken Silver tried to balance this a bit by having the gun drain stamina like normal weapons, and not letting you roll out of the firing animation. If you've ever played Dark Souls, you know that rolling is pretty much the best option to avoid damage unless you're playing a heavy tank, which I don't know how well playing a tank character with a gun would be. So with this mod, you're going to have to find a safe place and get in some shots before the enemies come up and completely whoop you. Also, as pointed out in the Polygon article, Zuli the Witch has an aggression mod, which makes the enemies more difficult to deal with. They chase you longer, ranged enemies attack from farther away, and enemies always know where you are. With this mod enabled as well, it makes it more reasonable that you get to attack from farther away, so it could be a good thing to add on if you find the game a bit too easy with guns. I think this is really awesome. I would love to try it, but unfortunately, I only have the game on PlayStation 4, and don't know that I need to rebuy it just for this. But checking out the videos make it look like a good time. If you're interested, the mods are available on Nexus Mods. But remember to play offline and back up your saves, as you can get banned from Dark Souls 3 if you use mods online. Debuff is hosted by me, Steve Skeels, edited and mixed by Mason Carlton. Follow us on Instagram at DebuffPod. That's DebuffPod. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.